back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver Card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
You don't have to say it, I can see it in your eyes. You've been carrying
GhostFish on the beat, bitch.
FatMatt, nasty as fuck.
She work at Lowe's.
I got a stiffy, goofy, off-key, gritty. Fucking your bitch while I count up 50s. Talking that tough, but you soft little kitty. Fat boy buy for the swag, still pretty. Catch me off beat like I'm drunk at the function. Chain on my belly like I stole the whole luncheon. Cashier bitch got the coupons punching. I fuck in the eye while they cutting up onions. Lowe's receipt. Big girl hanging by the pipe game heavy. Ride that bitch backseat like a brand new Chevy. Slide on the beat like I'm born in the levee. Talking about drip, got ranch or spaghetti. The baby voice when I stomp through Target. Nancy FatMatt, put your bitch in the market. Took it to the Lowe's break room, we spark it. Came on the clock, then I clocked there regardless. Skirt, skirt, slime on the kitty. Thugger with the pitch voice, squeal, get litty. Wine with the tone, drop slime in the city. Matt too fast, still slide through titties. Enar Twizzlers, lick on her Skittles. Big boy stroke, got her singing in riddles. Purple cup double, my belly got jiggles. She call me her daddy, I laugh in the middle. Itty bitty bitch tryna ride on a walrus. Son of fat fuck, posted up where the mall is. Burger in my pocket, 2 blunts where my balls is. Still took your girl on the Lowe's till it's garbage. FatMatt raw like grease in the fryer. Flow switch sick like a broke pacifier. Fuck the cashier, then I nut on her visor. Came in the aisle where they sell fertilizer. Go fish, baby. Oh, big gut, big nut, nasty FatMatt. Blue face bop when I try that ass fat. Thugger with the voice, the baby with the slap. Nasty FatMatt, yeah, run it back, run it back. Bad fish, baby. I'll be silly, I'm done, get jiggy. Fuck on your bitch in the Lowe's, little piggy. Step on the beat, put the stick in her back. Cashier, little hoe, got a name tag. Woo, slime, woo, woo. Voice cool, she swallow my nut like it's NyQuil. Fat fuck legend, I'm dirty and raw. I'm fucking your bitch in the bathroom stall. Stabbing and jabbing and ripping and dipping. Bippity bopping, your bitch still tripping.
FatMatt, nasty, bitch.
Fuck Lowe's. Home Depot next.
Alright, yeah, FatMatt K killer, yeah.
This ain't no lullaby, boy, this a eulogy.
Slap Weezy out of here.
They ain't know what hit them slime. The wet coming, the scarlet coming. Thugger, yeah. On beat slips off, then catches up. Yeah, little FatMatt be the one they don't mention on the street. Belly full of beef, leave your whole crew looking incomplete. Off beat, but the 40 cal stay on time. Chopper singing opera, leave your whole block flatline. Heard him whispering, hog, yeah, I feast on the week. Gristle in my teeth, turn your whole damn dream to a shriek. John Waters freaked away the scene, liquor test. Left us in trails, dripping on the protest. Got the shovel in the truck, the line from the stove. Dig a shallow grave, knocking on hell's front door. No remorse, just the force of a demon. 9 chain brains on the pavement, concrete fully stained. Ain't no fairy tale, it's the truth from the gut. Got your bitch screaming when the blades start to cut. My presence a purge, a hardcore ballet. You a dead man walking boy every single day. FatMatt and K Killer, yeah, we the real thrillers. Graveyard shifts all wet on the tiller. The butcher and the phantom coming for your Skrilla run. They turning good thoughts into serial killer. From the gutter to the guillotine, the dark side reveal. Your soul signed away, the damn contract seal. The belly of the hog and the phantom's cold kiss. Welcome to the nightmare, boy, eternal abyss. Yeah, K Killer whisper in the wall, the shadow in the slum. We left them paralyzed, looking like they swallow bubble gum. The overs in our top, see my dripping straight from Nala. Paint your whole mansion with the fear that's deep inside. Used to serve the raw, now I serve the spirit of poltergeist. Turn your whole team into martyrs, yeah, pay the price. Steady looking green, just like slime on my fingers. Be your whole block, how they pain gon' linger. Voodoo on the victim, the spell is cash, the curse is set. Watch your blood curdle, then turn to pure sweat. Gucci man told stories, I'm the one he left out. The one who took the last breath, cast the final shout. Grotesque on the canvas, a John Waters dream sequence. Heard you talking brave, now you just a faint reference. Draco got a soul, let me singing when it dark home. When the light hit the metal, know your judgment day has come. FatMatt and K-Killer, yeah, we the real thriller. Graveyard shifts all wet on the tiller. The butcher and the phantom, coming for your skrilla. We turning good thoughts into serial killer. From the gutter to the guillotine, the dark side reveal. Your soul signed away, the damn contract seal. The bullet of the hog and the phantom's cold kiss. Welcome to the nightmare, boy, eternal abyss.
Aye, we the dawn in the duo, the terror of the night. Slime, yeah, we the reason they turn off the light. FatMatt, gluttonous, ain't never satisfied. K-Killer, Mr. Fine, no one left to hide. The horror in your head, the chill down your spine. We don't know the darkest, boy, this whole damn design. From the crypt to the concrete, the beast and the ghost. We the two you fear knowing, the absolute most. Alright, the hog, always hungry. Slime, the wet it never dries. Bury. Slime.
Cold-blooded on the mic, baby. I'll play game, I replace them. I got a main chick that I bang with, yeah. Thick frame, real tight, keep it dangerous. Side piece blowing up my phone, can't hang, sis. You ain't the one I claim, just a lane switch. She on the plane, I might slide real quick. Hit you once, then I ghost like a myth. You want love, girl, I ain't built like this. You want truth, you ain't never been my main chick. Seems I really do things, never need no side hoe. Bitches clog the seams, I keep it clean, that's my code. Only hit you up when my queen out of zip code. So stop blowing up my phone with that little episode. Crawling with my main bitch, eating good, stacking gold. You at home on the gram, talking bold, that's old. She know who I am, she don't act, she don't fold. You a late night text, she the name I'll pole. Drama that ain't me, that's you be impressed. I want silence, respect, not emotional mess. You ain't gotta guess, I ain't playin' pretend. I just wanna chill, not talk, not vent. I got a main chick that I bang with. Thick frame, real tight, keep it dangerous. Side piece blowing up, my phone can't hang, sis. You ain't the one I claim, just a lane switch. She on the plane, I might slide real quick. Hit you once, then I ghost like a myth. You want love, girl, I ain't built like this. You want truth, you ain't never been my main chick. I just want peace, not a case to build. You tryna trap me with feels, but my heart been chill. This ain't no movie, ain't no thrill to real. I play the game like chess, not some Netflix deal. Don't ask me what are we, I told you day one. You the vibe when the vibe need a rerun. My loyalty don't split, it stay with the real one. So take that hurt and heel toe back where you from. I ain't even mad, I just move in silence. But you keep posting quotes like you part of my island. Nah, baby, that ain't growth, that's childish. And I don't argue, I vanish in mileage. Hey, my girl, you was just a moment I forgot to delete. Screenshot that. I got a main chick that I bang with. Got big frame, real tight, keep it dangerous. Side piece blowing up, my phone can't hang, sis. You ain't the one I claim, just a lane switch. She on the plane, I might slide real quick. Hit you once, then I ghost like a myth. You want love, girl, I ain't built like this. You want truth, you ain't never been my main chick. Side quest. You knew what it was. Come back now.
Wake up, Tire Man! Bell Tire. Right now, all tires are on sale at Bell Tire. Bell Tire. That's right. Get $100 off top brands, plus double your savings with the Bell Tire credit card. Bell Tire. That's why I woke you up, because these savings won't last long. Hurry into your local Bell Tire and save on all tires today. Sale ends Saturday, August 30th. Only at Bell Tire. Subject to credit approval. See store or belltire.com for details.
Better not blame
You done pushed me to the brink. Devil Link, y'all better not blink. Edge of the fire, I said more than you think. Crime don't pay, but my voice still bites. Let the pen spray blood in the barroom light. From the cornfield shadows to the courthouse lights. Try to shut me up, but the truth don't die. Got a notebook loaded and a match in my hand. Y'all lit the fire, now I'm taking a stand. Devil Link, outlaw chain, push me down, I rise again. Sing my sins, I won't behave. Write my truth on y'all's damn grave. It's smoking gas, eating scraps all day. Still got fire in my chest when the fiddle plays. Call me crazy, call me broke, or call me less than a man. But I'm the storm in the booth and the flame in the land. I'm the villain in the light, the witness in the dark. Every verse I carve leave a permanent mark. You can paint me to range, you can drag my name, but the devil ain't strong and it won't break chain. Devil Link, outlaw chain, push me down, I rise again. Sing my sin, I won't behave. Write my truth on y'all's damn grave. Better not blink, better not breathe, better not pray that the devil gon' leave. I made peace with the pain, shook hands with the flame. Now the whole damn town gonna whisper my name. Devil Link, outlaw chain, push me down, I rise again. Sing my sins, I won't behave. Write my truth on y'all's damn grave. Lucky crime don't pay, so I just say. Lucky crime don't pay, so I just sing.
They told you to paint a picture. Happy little fucking family. But you used ash for the gray and blood for the red. And now the canvas is screaming gray. 5, 9, yeah. Another Tuesday morning, sun bleeds through the blinds. Cigarette smoke for breakfast, leaving sanity behind. The walls are pale and sick, they sweat out all your lies. I see the ghosts of children staring out their mother's eyes. You call this house a home, this is a catacomb, but dread a mausoleum built for the living, but they're better off as dead. The cereal is stale, the milk is turning sour. You're counting down the pills instead of counting down the hour till they get home from school, just to find you fucking gone, chasing some new phantom while they're weathering a storm. left now, a shell beneath the bleach. Another perfect selfie, always just outside their reach. Yeah, let me spell it out, you narcissistic parasite. GLOSS over the truth with theatrical light. The stage is your kitchen, the audience is nil. Just a couple hollowed out kids standing deathly still, learning that love is conditional, a transaction of the soul. You give them just enough to keep them in your goddamn control. Unfit, that's a compliment, a fucking understatement. I see more warmth inside the eyes of demons in the basement. You preach about your struggle, about the cross you have to bear, while they're learning how to flinch when you just walk across the stair. Got the court paper stacked, a testament in black and white. Every lie you ever spun is finally coming to the light, and you can cry your crocodile tears, put on your little show, but the judge can see the rot that you've been planting down below. You call me the villain? Fuck, I'll wear it like a crown, cause I'm the one who pulled him from the water. You let him drown in. Saints are all, the truth don't lie. Your halo's made of rust from all the tears. Saints are all, say the shit again. Say that shit again. You ain't racing about it, you just manufacturing it. Saints are all, the truth don't lie. Your children starving for a love that money cannot buy. Saints are all, say the shit again. This is the fucking day. You ain't raising no babies, you just raising your amen. Mechanical decay, the system of your function, programmed for self-pity, engineered for self-destruction, and you're taking them with you. A legacy of pain, washing all your sins away in their acid rain. I remember the nights, the silence was a bomb, waiting for the clicking of the lock before the dawn. Would they get a monster or a ghost is Russian roulette? Every single memory is a fucking unpaid debt. You weaponize their love, you sharpen it to steel, and you cut them down with it just to see if they can feel anything but empty. That void you put inside the space where a mother's comfort should have been but fucking died. You talk of better days, that's your favorite fucking phrase. A future that you promise while you're lost inside a haze. You point the finger, shift the blame. It's never on you, but the bruises on the soul, they tend to bleed right through every fabricated story, every post you sanctify. I got the receipts of every tear you ever made them cry. Yeah, I got the fucking proof etched into my brain, the sound of them whispering your goddamn name like a curse. The mirrors in that house, they don't show reflections anymore. They just show what could have been, little outlines of laughter, faded portraits of a smile they never learned how to hold. You didn't just break a home, you shattered the very idea of it.
Yeah, ha! Let's go! Dostar D-Man, baby. Skirt. I scoot up, huh? Walked in the Dollar Gen, raw mask, all bad heavy. Ha! Yeah! $5 bills in the drawer, little bro, pick up already. Woo! Whole eye looking at me sideways, zip up the Chevy. Skirt. Run out with the basket, 100 pack, I don't give up, ready. That's how I'm in pajamas and slides with a Glock in the sock. Clear try to smile, but he watching the clock. I'm throwing the rhyme in the bleach in the box. Got snacks in the bag and I'm grabbing a wok. Scratch offs hitting, I double my plate. Run out with candles, it's Valentine's Day. She asked for a ring, I bring her a fake. Dollar store diamonds, but shawty still staying. Yeah. Oh, I'm stepping on aisle 3, chips go boom. Ran through the toy section, grab me a broom. Swing on the op with the mop, clear room. Even took socks, cheap pack, no loom. Manager talking, I don't hear nothing. Put the little change in my pocket, I'm stunting. Got out the door and I'm laughing, I'm running. Steal me a cart and I'm pushing it down. Walked in the Dollar Gen, raw mask on, bag heavy. Let's go! Woo! $5 bills in the drawer, little bro, pick up already. Whole out looking at me sideways, zip up the Chevy. From run out with the basket, 100 pack, I don't give up, ready. Yeah, I made 100 off ramming and batteries. Took the detergent to bleach, that's a strategy. Mixing the Tropicana with the daiquiri. Count up the pennies and still come out lavish. Dollar store queen with the wig on sideways. She ain't in the whip, eating Cheetos in my driveway. I don't need Gucci, I rob me a bargain. But I put a beam on the Glock, that's a star man. Even got hangers, even got lighters. Ops in a lot, I'm a certified fighter. Shoot through the window, it sound like a choir. Stack up the ones, build a castle, it's higher. Dollar store ceiling fan spinning, I'm dizzy.
Me and her reflect off my chain and get trippy. Got me a pack of them Oreos crispy. She put the gum in her mouth, now she miss me. Cashier crying, he texting his mama. I told him relax, no buddy, no drama. Car full of soda, I'm feeling like Diddy. Out the back door in the sky looking gritty. Walked in the Dollar General, mask on, bag heavy. Let's go. $5 bills in the drawer, little bro pick up already. Yeah. Whole eye looking at me sideways, zip up the Chevy. Run out with the basket, 100 pack, I don't give up, ready. I rob the candles, I rob the soap. Even to lotion, I'm sliding with hope. Op talk slick, put his head in a rope. Dollar store duct tape tight like a choke. Grabbing them bootlegs, DVD Friday. Play it on screen with the chop on my side. Ay, they had a sale on them knockoff Jordan. Rocking them hoes when I'm out in the morning. Came for a snack, but I left with the bank. Jumped in the whip and I mashed on the tank. Tires squilling like pigs in the paint. Baby too wild, I don't care what you think. What's in the bag? Snacks. What's in the car? Racks. What's on my wrist? Fake. Still make it hit. Facts. Run with the Lou. Go. Back to the booth. Turn Dollar General in the trap house proof. Dollar store dreams, I'm rich off a candle. Count up them singles, I'm lit like a scandal. Slide in a Chevy, it sound like a bando. Rob me a General, I'm wild, I can't handle. Mask on, mask off, still gon' gamble. Broke boy starving, I'm eating the samples. $5 bills, but I stack like a mansion. Dollar store demon, I'm causing expansions. Ha.
If you have $3, you can get a luxurious steak dinner. Or a steak lunch. A steak snack, even. Because you can get the $3 grilled steak burritos from Taco Bell. Marinated, char-grilled steak and your choice of zesty Chipotle ranch or indulgent cheesy melt. The only thing missing is the white tablecloth. And the price tag. But you won't miss that one, will ya? Choose your $3 grilled steak burrito today, only at Taco Bell. At participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only while supplies last. Price and participation varies. Tax extra.
Saving on your education should be a right, not a competition. At University of Phoenix, our bachelor's and master's scholarships are accessible to all. You'll get the best scholarship or savings you qualify for. Simple as that. Because everyone deserves an opportunity to save on their education without competing for it. Explore scholarship options at University of Phoenix.
If I go quiet, don't raise no fuss. Let the wind take me like it always does. Lay me down where the red dirt runs, where I first kissed her lips in the dying sun. Don't carve no stone, don't read no verse. Just tell her I loved her for better or worse. She might not cry, might not come, but I still say her name in my lungs. So wrap me up in my old blue coat, the one she fixed when the sleeves wore out. Don't need satin, don't need grace, just the echo of her name on my resting place. If I go quiet, let me be with the dreams I buried beneath that tree. She won't know, but that's alright. Tell her I left when the moon felt right. There's a voicemail I never played. Her laugh still dances when I press replay. I tried to move on, I tried to heal, but some scars ain't meant to peel. I wore my love like Sunday clothes, took it off slow, never let it go. She said forever I believe, now I leave this world still half in grief. So wrap me up in my old blue coat, the one she fixed when the sleeves wore out. Don't need satin, don't need grace, just the echo of her name on my resting place. If I go quiet, let me be with the dreams I buried beneath that tree. She won't know, but that's alright. Tell her I left when the moon felt right. And if she stands beneath the stars and wonders where I've gone so far, tell her I was always near, even when she couldn't hear. So gather the tears she never cried,
keep them safe for some other guy. I loved her more than I ever said, but some songs are better left unsaid. If I go quiet, let me fade like the smoke of a prayer she never made. She won't know, but I don't mind. I'll love her still on the other side. Laying out on land. Born in the shadows where the pine trees weep, mud-soaked boots, secrets buried deep. But granddaddy's rifle still hanging on the wall taught me how to aim, how to rise, how to fall. Mama stitched scars while daddy dug graves, taught me how to hustle, put the cash where it saves. Blood in the creek, but the water runs clear. Every scar on my soul is the reason I'm here. We don't cry, we don't break, we don't bow. Backwoods blood keeps us holding it down. It's a code of survival, a creed in the dirt, where the pain makes you strong and the struggle don't hurt. We're backwoods bloodline, born to survive, raised in the struggle, but we're still alive. Every scar tells a story, every bruise holds truth. This is blood in the dirt, from the old to the youth. We're backwoods bloodline, kings of the land, built from the ashes with a gun in our hand. We don't run, we don't break, we don't fade. We're the sons of the pines and the seeds they lay. Buckle and shine on the back road trails, living outlaw dreams, dodging cops and jails. They said my name was cursed like the land we tilled, but I turned that curse into a will that killed. I was born with a shovel, digging roots in the clay, where the work don't stop and the wolves don't play. Every line on my hands is a story of the fight. Every drop of sweat's proof that we earn our nights. I've seen the hollow swallow men whole, turning dreams into dust, but it won't take my soul. I'm a legacy of fire, forged in the grind. Backwoods bloodline, cut from the divine. With bloodline, born to survive, raised in the struggle, but we're still alive. Every scar tells a story, every bruise holds truth. This is blood in the dirt, from the old to the youth. We're back with bloodline, kings of the land, built from the ashes with a gun in our hand. We don't run, we don't break, we don't fade. We're the sons of the pines and the seeds they lay. This is more than survival, it's blood in the veins. It's the legacy of warriors who weathered the rain. It's the howl of the wind, it's the roots in the earth. It's the song of the holler that gave us our worth. From the shotgun shack to the lonely road, we carry the weight of the family code. They tried to bury us, but they didn't know. We're seeds in the soil and we're ready to grow. We're backwoods bloodline, born to survive, raised in the struggle, but we're still alive. Every scar tells a story, every bruise holds truth. This is blood in the dirt, from the old to the youth. We're backwoods bloodline, kings of the land, built from the ashes with a gun in our hand. We don't run, we don't break, we don't fade. And we're the sons of the pines and the seeds they. When they ask where I'm from, I say the land of the lost, where the trees whisper secrets and the dirt pays the cost. Every mile on my boots is a lesson I've learned. Every bridge. I'd still be running wild, but no place to land. Still building castles in the dust with broken, empty hands. Talking big and loud just to drown out the quiet. Till you walked in a whispered peace where I used to start a riot. You didn't fix me, no, you just held the light when I was wrestling my demons deep into the night. You stood behind the curtain while I played my part, but baby, you were the reason I found my heart. If you only knew the way your name keeps me holding on through the hurt and shame. If you could see yourself the way I do, you'd never doubt your worth, not even for a moment or two. You didn't save me, but you saw me through, and I'd be lost in the fire if it wasn't for you. You ain't just part of my story, you are the spine, the way I line up every dream I chase in time. And I know I ain't easy, hell, I'm a storm with feet, but you keep the lights on and my soul off the street. If you only knew the way your name keeps me holding on through the hurt and shame. If you could see yourself the way I do, you never doubt your worth, not even for a moment or two. You didn't save me, but you saw me through, and I'd be lost in the fire if it wasn't for you. You said, what would life be without me? Darling, that's not a question I ever want to answer. If you only knew how much you've done, how every day I wait, you're still the one. If you could feel what your love pulls me through, you'd see this whole life shines a little brighter 'cause of you. I ain't who I was, but I know it's true. I'd still be lost in the fire if it wasn't for you.
Everyone has a fave Wendy's Frosty flavor. And when you're choosing from chocolate or vanilla, it's not that hard. But now, there's all new Frosty Swirls and Frosty Fusions. So try picking your fave from Oreo Brownie Fusion, Pop-Tarts Strawberry Fusion, Strawberry Swirl, Brownie Batter Swirl, Caramel Swirl, and Caramel Crunch Fusion. Not so easy now, huh? For a fresh way to Frosty, gotta be Wendy's. Open till midnight or later.
At participating U.S. Wendy's. Hours may vary by location. Oreo is a trademark of Mondelez International Group. Pop-Tarts is a trademark of Kellogg North America Co., LLC. Used with permission.
She hates my playlist, calls it demon code, throws my vape when I leave it on the commode, rolls her eyes so hard they spin like chrome, but she lets me vent like a dial tone. Yeah, she's fire and I'm pure static, but I'm her mess, and baby, that's magic.
He ain't shaved since like late last year, eats 4-day-old wings and calls it premiere, leaves socks in the bed and crumbs on the floor, but he hugs me tight when my soul feels sore. He's my racetrack burnout full of smoke and thunder, and I still kiss him a lot, I wonder. In spite of ourselves, we're holding it down. Chaos couple of the year in this wild ass town. We fuss, we flinch, we roll our eyes, but we still end up with them tangled thighs. We ain't right, we're somehow tied, with big old hearts dancing every damn night.
She yells at the Jeep GPS like it's got feelings. Puts hot sauce on everything I'm reeling. Laughs when I fall, but cries when I bleed. Calls me her Goblin King, whatever that name. She's weird as hell, and that's a fact, but I'd still take a bullet, front or back.
He once texted me, I do, from the toilet, and framed it like art, like I wouldn't spoil it. Sings off key like a drunk raccoon, still plays T-Pain during full moons. He's my headache, my shot of gin, and I do it all again with a little more zing. In spite of ourselves, we're sitting on gold, two gremlins in love, growing mold. We roast, we ride, we bicker, we grin, but we stay together 'cause no one else would begin. We're cracked and unrefined, but them big old hearts keep dancing in time.
She once threw a shoe at my head,
And he said thank you. In spite of ourselves.
yeah. They wanted silence, but I came singing. Delro shotgun, sheriff rode blind, told me hush my mouth. I said read the sign. Every scar's a scripture, every bruise a hymn. You can bury my body, but my voice won't dim. Courthouse whispers, liquor store light, truth on the jukebox, echo through the night. Got a Bible with bloodstains, a match in a rope, singing outlaw gospel for the ones with no hope. Graveyard gospel, singing loud, turn my pain to a rebel crowd. Dig my grave, but I won't go down. I'm the ghost still preaching in your town, yeah. Tried to brand me crazy, said I lost my way, but the lies they told don't outlive what I see. I'm the villain in the neon, prophet in the dirt. Every verse I drop still bleeds through the hurt. You can hang me high, let the rafters creak, but the song gon' rise every time I speak. Can't chain a hymn, can't cage a flame. You can kill my body, but you chant my name. Graveyard gospel, sing it loud, turn my pain to a rebel crowd. Dig my grave, but I won't go down. I'm the ghost still preaching in your town, yeah. Cross on fire, choir in black, every outlaw soul singing we want it back. Ashes to ashes, dust don't fade. I'm the hymn in the holler, the deal you made. Graveyard gospel, sing it loud, turn my pain to a rebel crowd. Dig my grave, but I won't go down. I'm the ghost still preaching in your town, yeah. Yeah, the gospel don't die, it just gets louder.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing a lawyer, but getting some guy who just watches courtroom dramas.
How does the defendant plead?
Guilty.
Wait, what?
Also, objection.
You object to what?
Erroneous.
Counsel, approach the bench.
Hey, can I get a whack at the gavel?
You wouldn't settle for just any lawyer, so don't settle for just any insurance. Get the real deal with State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Ready to order.
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card, so let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Better not blink. You done pushed me to the brink. Devil link. Y'all better not blink. Edge of the fire, I said more than you think. Crime don't pay, but my voice still bite. Let the pen spray blood in the barroom light. From the cornfield shadows to the courthouse lies. Try to shut me up, but the truth don't die. Got a notebook loaded and a match in my hand. Y'all lit the fire, now I'm taking a stand. Devil link, outlaw chain. Push me down, I rise again. Sing my sins, I won't behave. Write my truth on y'all's damn grave. It's smoking gas, eating scraps all day. Still got fire in my chest when the fiddle plays. Call me crazy, call me broke, or call me less than a man. But I'm the storm in the booth and the flame in the land. I'm the villain in the light, the witness in the dark. Every verse I call leave a permanent mark. You can paint me to range, you can drag my name, but the devil ain't strong and it won't break chain. Devil ain't outlaw chain. Push me down, I rise again. Sing my sin, I won't behave. Write my truth on y'all's damn grave. Better not blink, better not breathe, better not pray that the devil gon' leave. I made peace with the pain, shook hands with the flame. Now the whole damn town gonna whisper my name. Devil leave, outlaw chain.
You're tuned in to Skull and Floor Radio with FatMatt.
Write my truth on y'all's damn grave. Lucky crime don't pay, so I just say. Lucky crime don't pay, so I just sing. Sheriff pulled me over.
Goes out to everybody in Kingsbury.
Ice cold as a stone. Said, boy, you sound crazy. Best leave it alone. But the tape's still rolling. Can't edit the proof. On
singing louder with whiskey in my veins. Neighbors pointing fingers, stories all been, but corruption in the county got no goddamn end. They'd rather gaslight than protect their own. Let a good man suffer just to guard their throne. Yeah, fuck Kingsbury, let the sirens wail. Their badge just a mask for a system that fails. You can laugh at my pain, you can spit on my name, but the truth rides with me like a runaway train. Maybe I'm haunted, but I ain't blind. I know what I saw, I know what's mine. You can bury the files, you can twist your spin, but the dirt knows the secrets that live within. So fuck Kingsbury and their crooked pride. Try to shut me up, but I won't hide. You can knock me down, but I'll stand again, singing outlaw gospel till the bitter end. Pulled me over, ice cold as a stone. Said, boy, you sound crazy, best leave it alone. But the tape's still rolling, can't edit the proof. On the record he admitted, hell, we don't know the truth. So fuck Kingsbury and the lies they sold, covering up shadows in the Indiana cold. You can call me delusional, call me insane, but I'm still singing louder with whiskey in my veins. Neighbors point fingers, stories all bend, but corruption in the county got no goddamn end. They'd rather gaslight than protect their own. Let a good man suffer just to guard their throne. Yeah, fuck Kingsbury, let the sirens wail. Their badge just a mask for a system that fails. You can laugh at my pain, you can spit on my name, but the truth rides with me like a runaway train. I know what's mine. You can bury the files, you can twist your spin, but the dirt knows the secrets that live within. So fuck Kingsbury and that crooked pride. Try to shut me up, but I won't hide. You can knock me down, but I'll stand again, singing outlaw gospel till the bitter end.
Hey, Daydreamer. Did we catch you thinking about your dreams? With Wells Fargo Premier, a team can help you plan for them. So let's imagine your biggest dream. Not the easy one, the one behind it. The one you work towards every day and every night. Can you see it? Then we can help you plan for it. Ready to start planning for your dreams? You can at wellsfargo.com/getpremier.
She had a barstool halo and a knockout smile. Talked like trouble, kissed like the wild. Boots by the bed and a Bible half torn. She said, I love like a storm and I leave like a war. I watched her light one with her cherry red lips. Tattoo on her hip said repent in script. She poured me a drink and a little confession. I'm a velvet chain with a cursed obsession. Oh, she's a velvet chain and a little bit crazy. Raised on Conway and late night daisies. Got a rebel heart and I don't save me. But Lord, I fell and she didn't faze me. She slowed you in tears with a high heel grace. Wrecking ball soul with a moonlight face. I should have run, but I stayed, yeah, maybe. For that velvet chain and a little bit crazy. She don't leave a mess, just a memory that stains. Smelled like perfume and hard-earned sins. Said her mama was a saint, but she missed that train. Learned how to love from whiskey and pain. I tried to fix her, she just smiled and laughed. Baby, don't dull my shine, just enjoy the crash. Now my hands still shake when I hear her name, like a ghost in the gears of a midnight train. And if I'm honest, I'd do it again. Lose my soul just to feel that sin. Some fires ain't meant for saving, but they burn real good, ball they dirty. She's Sunday eyes with a Saturday rage. A kiss that could knock the moon off stage. I should have prayed, but I stayed, hell, maybe. For that velvet chain and a little bit crazy. Yeah, some chains don't bind, they break.
And that was FatMatt with Velvet Chain and a Little Bit Crazy. Thanks for tuning in. We're here all week. We're going to be amping up more and more as we go. Stay tuned now at the top of the hour for our new Kingsbury Mystery Show. This has been FatMatt. We'll talk soon.
You showed up in boots with the paint half cracked. Midnight nail tips, little heart attack. Told me, boy, I ain't holy, but I'll ride like hell. I felt that itch that the preacher don't tell. You sip that beer like it's blood from a vine, then roll your eyes when I say you mine. You don't fake moans, don't wear pearls, but God built you different from these Sunday girls. She don't pray, but she kneel on command. Ain't no heel, but she hums like a fan. Says she don't sin, but that tailgate bend every time she climb in. Got me saying amen. Neon lights, paint her lips, sing chrome. Took her shirt off to my demo on the phone. Ain't no lace, no ring, or don't, but you know what I mean
when I say beer dome. She right in the bed, not the cab by choice, and hums outlaw songs in a heaven hell voice. Tattoo of a matchstick tucked on her thigh. Lit me up once, now I don't ask why. Ain't no love you, just where we at. She got gas station perfume and a knife in her back. Pulled it out, smile, said men bleed too. Then kissed my neck like, boy, now you true. She don't pray, but she'll kneel on command. Ain't no hymn, but she hums like a fan. Said she don't sin, but that tailgate bent. Every time she climb in, got me saying amen. And neon lights paint her lips in chrome. Took her shirt off to my demo on the phone. Ain't no lace, no ring, no dome, but she know what I mean when I say beer dome. She never lied, she just curved the truth. And I'm drunk on her thighs and I paint a view. She said, I ain't yours, but I ain't no one. Slid my flannel off like a loaded gun. Backseat gospel, dashboard sin. FatMatt still out here trying to get in. One more night, one more spark. She left lipstick on my trailer park heart.
Up next, a deep dive into Kingsbury's crazy paranormal history. Stay tuned.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Deep Dive.
Good to be diving in.
Today, we're really digging into something quite fascinating. A true enigma, you could say.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about a place where, the line between actual documented fact and these really chilling local legends, it's just it's paper thin.
It
Today,
really
we're
is.
Kingsbury, Indiana.
Yeah.
Seems quiet on surface, right?
Mm.
Just a typical rural landscape.
Yeah, it looks peaceful. But that's deceptive.
Totally. Because underneath, it's hiding this, labyrinth of whispers and secrets. Documented ones, too, which is key.
Indeed. Our sources for this deep dive, they paint a fascinating picture. And sometimes pretty unsettling.
Right.
From the legacy of the old Kingsbury ordnance plant, the munitions factory, to just the surrounding cornfields, this area has been a kind of nexus for the unexplained for decades. It's like a crucible where fears and facts have just been mixed together for a long, long time.
So our mission today is basically to cut through all that noise. We've got this stack of sources. You could call it the Kingsbury Conspiracy Binder.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Damn dang. It's quite the collection.
It really is. And we're going to investigate the claims, the counterclaims, and importantly, the profound, undeniable impact this has had on the community. People who've lived with these shadows for generations.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to structure this deep dive like an old school investigative documentary. Peeling back the layers, act by act.
That's good.
We'll start with the folklore, the stories that are just so deeply ingrained there. Then we'll move to the cold, hard facts, what we found in official documents, EPA reports, that kind of thing.
Right, the paper trail.
Exactly. Then we'll explore the impact, the human costs, the environmental toll. And finally, we'll leave you with some lingering questions. The kind the official records just can't seem to answer. Or maybe won't.
Get ready, because what we've found in this material, it isn't just some, local curiosity. It's really a testament to how Past events, both the real ones and the rumored ones, can shape the very fabric of how a community sees reality. Yeah. And here's where it gets really interesting.
Okay, Act 1. We begin our investigation where, honestly, all good mysteries really start.
Oh.
With the stories.
Mm-hmm.
The strange tales passed down through generations. And in Kingsbury, these aren't just like campfire stories you tell for fun.
No, not at all.
They are deeply ingrained narratives.
Yeah.
Shared experiences almost. And they collectively shape how residents view their reality, often casting this long shadow of suspicion over any official explanations they get.
That distrust is key.
So let's start with the skies. Kingsbury's enigmatic skies, unidentified aircraft corridors, and alien interlopers. That's quite a heading.
It is.
Okay, let's unpack this. It's a fascinating mix of sightings. Honestly, kind of disorienting when you read through them all.
Right.
For decades, literally decades, the skies above Kingsbury have been, well, a stage for the unexplained. Locals talk about it, not in hushed tones really, but with this like deep-seated conviction. They talk about strange, low-flying aircraft.
Yeah, and the descriptions are consistent. Too quiet, no markings.
Exactly. Sometimes appearing as triangle or boomerang formations. And these aren't just, one person seeing something weird once.
No, the sources stress these reports span decades.
Decades. Often along key roads, like US 35, the back roads around Kingsbury, and especially near the old ordnance plant and the National Guard base.
That geographical clustering is significant.
So what kind of phenomena are we really talking about here? Is it just misidentified planes or something else?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? What's truly fascinating and, unsettling is the sheer consistency and the geographical precision, like you said.
Right.
The descriptions are remarkably uniform. We hear about silent black triangles at night skirting O'Hare's Class B airspace.
Skirting O'Hare's airspace, that implies intent, sophisticated navigation.
Exactly. It suggests something deliberately avoiding detection while operating near major civilian flight paths. And then there are the low-flying cargo planes, unmarked helicopters, very generic but also very suspicious in context. One eyewitness even described seeing a floating shadow that blocked out the stars and added, this is a direct quote from our sources, sounded like a jet, but there was no jet.
Chilling. Just no jet.
Right. And the sources consistently connect these sightings, like you mentioned, to the Kingsbury Ordnance Plant and the National Guard base. The local thinking is that these locations give cover for training exercises.
Ah, the perfect excuse.
Precisely. It's this compelling overlap. You've got the local experience, the sightings, and then this plausible yet still mysterious military activity. It kind of allows for these strange craft to operate without drawing too much unwanted attention.
Okay, so silent craft. Weird formations.
Yeah.
But it gets darker than that, doesn't it?
It does. It gets more macabre.
There are these tales of shimmering lights darting over cornfields at 3 a.m.
Yes.
And even a metallic saucer hovering over US 35. Very classic UFO imagery there.
Very classic. But perhaps the most disturbing detail, the one that really chills you, like you said, is this persistent connection to mutilated livestock.
Ugh. Yeah, I saw that. Farmers reporting dead cows with precise cauterized concisions?
Exactly, and the details are gruesome. No predators, no blood loss.
It sounds surgical.
The accounts mention surgical, bloodless precision, sometimes with hooves burned, eyes gone, no tracks in mud around the carcass.
So it's not like a coyote attack or something?
Definitely not. This isn't just an animal dying naturally or being preyed upon. It feels deliberate, unsettlingly so.
So how do locals explain that?
Well, this is a classic, almost archetypal element of cattle mutilation folklore. You see similar stories pop up globally.
Right.
But locally, in Kingsbury, it fuels very specific theories. The core idea is that unidentified crafts use the Kingsbury corridor as a hidden landing strip.
Ah, connecting the skies to the ground.
Exactly. And they believe it's shielded by training ops and the depot's history. The military presence, again, acting as this convenient smokescreen for something else entirely, something far more secretive, maybe even otherworldly.
A powerful narrative.
It's deeply ingrained. It links the weird stuff in the sky directly to this gruesome, very specific evidence on the ground.
And some people take it even further, right? Like reverse engineering stuff.
Yes, that's a more speculative but definitely discussed connection. Some residents posit that many of the triangle aircraft sightings could be experimental U.S. craft reverse engineered from something not ours.
Wow.
And it reflects this really profound, deep-seated suspicion. Goes way beyond conventional explanations, hints at these clandestine government projects using technology we just don't understand, or aren't supposed to know about.
And then there's the lighter side.
Yeah.
If you can call it that.
Yeah.
The alien garages.
Right. In a purely satirical kind of fun myth, maybe it's a coping mechanism for all the strangeness, there's this idea that aliens are using the bunkers as garages.
Huh. Okay.
It just shows how these mysteries, both the terrifying ones and the bizarre ones, get woven into the community's identity. It becomes this shared secret language among the people who live with the Kingsbury enigma every day.
A way to make sense of the incomprehensible, maybe.
Exactly. Even if it means playful speculation. But it's revealing speculation, I think.
Okay, so from silent black triangles gliding overhead, we now descend into something equally unsettling, a sound.
The hum.
Yeah, the hum. Shifting from the visual enigma of Kingsbury skies, let's talk about this sound phenomenon. It apparently rattled not just windows, but like people's souls in Kingsford Heights.
That's a good way to put it.
Back in the 90s, residents still remember it really vividly. They describe a deep sub-bass rumble, like an earthquake stuck on repeat.
Yeah, and it wasn't just, background noise from a factory or something.
No, it sounds like it was intrusive.
Yeah.
Persistent. This constant low-frequency pressure on their senses really impacted daily life.
You've hit on a crucial point there. It was profoundly invasive. People reported specific effects. Windows rattled, dogs howled. And really significantly, people complained of migraines at exactly 2:07 a.m. every few weeks.
2:07 a.m. That's specific. That's creepy.
Very creepy. It suggests a pattern, not just random occurrences. One old-timer described it to the LaPorte Herald, great quote here. It was like the whole house breathed in and out, but the air never moved.
Whoa, that's visceral, like the air itself was vibrating.
Exactly. It goes beyond simple vibration, hinting at something more pervasive, almost biological in its effect, disrupting sleep, peace of mind.
And you mentioned this hum is a thing elsewhere.
It is, yeah. It's a documented phenomenon in towns worldwide, often linked to industrial sources, low-frequency noise.
But in Kingsbury?
In Kingsbury, the local explanations run much deeper and far more sinister.
So given these really widespread, vivid reports of the hum, what's the most plausible or maybe the most compelling local theory you found in our sources? Is there one that really stands out, even among the wilder ones?
Well, the local theories are indeed pretty wild, but they often circle back to a common theme. Military experimentation.
Ah, again with a military connection.
Yeah. Was it a prototype sonic weapon being tested on a small population? That's one theory. Or maybe acoustic riot control experiments carried over from Gulf War tech, using sound for crowd control.
That technology exists.
It does. And then, even more unsettling, the theory of a sleep cycle disruption project. Basically, soft warfare against civilian brains.
Soft warfare, using sound.
Right. And the consistent presence of the Kingsbury National Guard base, its known comms infrastructure.
Right.
It makes the idea of military sound testing a plausible, if, unproven, local concern.
So that's what gives these theories weight locally.
That and the twist in the tail. Some residents claim the hum never actually stopped.
What? It just changed?
They say it just went lower, below hearing range. Infrasound, maybe?
Below hearing range. But you could still feel it.
That's the claim. And they suggest this explains why half the town's sleep-deprived. They attribute chronic fatigue, other ailments, to this unseen, unheard, but still physically felt phenomenon.
Wow, that's a perfect example of how a real sensory experience gets tangled up with this powerful conspiracy narrative.
Exactly. The feeling is real, the explanation is debated.
Okay, now for something truly chilling. A legend that really strikes at the core of, individual autonomy. The idea that Kingsbury was a site for Cold War-era MK Ultra style programs.
Yeah, this one's heavy.
For anyone listening who might not know, MK Ultra was a real CIA program. Highly secretive, deeply unethical. Ran from the 50s to the 70s. They were doing experiments on people, trying to develop mind control techniques.
Horrifying stuff. LSD, hypnosis, sensory deprivation.
And this isn't just some distant historical footnote for people in Kingsbury. Locals connect it directly to their community, which raises some profound questions about what might have happened right there.
Precisely. Our sources bring up these deeply disturbing rumors about old flyers from the 70s offered vision research testing at the Kingsford Heights Community Center.
Vision research. Sounds harmless enough on the surface.
Right. But these weren't just simple eye exams, according to the accounts. The stories from volunteers who supposedly participated, they're particularly disturbing. They later claimed they lost whole weekends. Just gone. Missing time.
Missing time.
Yeah.
Like alien abduction stories.
Similar feeling, yeah. But also bizarre dreams, nosebleeds. These experiences suggest something more than just routine research. They hint at this profound disorientation, memory gaps, physical symptoms. It's consistent with psychological manipulation, maybe even administration of unknown substances.
And the sources suggest small towns were targets.
The sources note it's not impossible that small rural populations like Kingsbury were used as test labs. Why? Because, frankly, nobody would notice, especially during that era of heightened national security secrecy. Out of sight, out of mind.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
And it raises this critical, deeply unsettling question. If the Midwest was used for these kinds of psychological experiments during MKUltra, and we know parts of it were, how far do these programs actually reach? And what's the lasting legacy? Locals insist, according to our sources, that certain family lines were targeted. They point to higher rates of anxiety, addiction, or hearing things running in households that lived closest to the base.
Right.
They describe it almost as a generational trauma. This pervasive psychological burden passed down through families, which they attribute directly to these alleged experiments.
We have a direct quote from the material that it really sticks with you. Captures that profound sense of violation, of being controlled.
What is it?
My granddad always said they didn't need bars out here, they had wires in your head.
Oh man, wires in your head.
Yeah. Now, is there direct declassified proof tying MKUltra specifically to Kingsbury? No, not in our sources. It's absent. But
Nice.
The very fact that MKUltra was real, that it happened, and that the Midwest was used for psychological experiments, well, it lends a disturbing plausibility to these whispers, doesn't it?
It absolutely does.
It forces you to consider the ethical boundaries, or lack thereof, of covert operations, and the lasting psychological scars they might leave on unsuspecting communities long, long after the projects are supposedly shut down.
Okay, our final legend in this first act, it focuses on a landmark, a very distinct one. Kingsford Heights Black Water Tower.
Ah, yes, the tower.
Apparently painted flat black back in the 1970s. Now, the official story for this, pretty stark change. Heat retention, for maintenance, preventing algae growth. Sounds perfectly logical, right?
Sensible enough. Standard practice in some places.
But locals, they aren't buying it. Shocker.
Yeah, not in Kingsbury, no.
They see something way more insidious in its dark facade. Something tied to a deeper, more manipulative agenda.
Indeed. That official explanation rarely satisfies a community that's already steeped in suspicion from everything else we talked about.
So what's the rumor?
The persistent rumor suggests that a chemical additive was mixed into the paint.
Into the paint?
Yeah, and that this chemical was leaching into the water supply over time.
Leaching from the paint into the water tower.
Okay, and this is where it gets really speculative. Taps into this potent vein of distrust about public health stuff. Some say it was a fluoride experiment on rural populations.
Fluoride, like in toothpaste.
Well, yeah, but the theory here is darker, the goal. See if we can make them docile.
Make them docile. Wow. Okay, that taps into some deep-seated fears about government control, right? Secretly manipulating populations.
Exactly. A concept not entirely alien, maybe, to the historical context of the time, especially with broader debates happening around public health initiatives and government overreach.
And it's not just a passing thought for them either, is it?
No. Older residents apparently joke, but maybe it's not really a joke about how everyone got real calm after the repaint.
Right.
Yeah. They noted a dip in birth rates for several years afterward and an increase in reports of migraines. It's presented, like you said, not as a funny anecdote, but as this wry, knowing observation, almost gallows humor, hinting at a hidden cause for these subtle but collectively experienced changes in the community's well-being, their demeanor.
It's their way of saying, we noticed. We saw something change, even if no one else believed us.
Pretty much. And what's truly fascinating, adding this layer of sci-fi paranoia to the whole thing, is this weird detail shared by locals.
Okay, what's the weird detail?
Kids supposedly found burnt spots on the metal of the tower.
Burnt spots?
Yeah, and described where it looks like something was melting outward, not inward.
Outward, not like something hit it, but like heat came from inside.
Or from the surface itself, yeah. This sparks speculation about radiation or microwaves, suggests some kind of technological component beyond just a chemical additive in the paint.
Okay, that is weird.
It is. Now, our sources are pretty clear in categorizing the specific detail and the whole water tower theory as a fun myth and pure urban legend.
So likely just paint for maintenance.
Most likely, yeah. The black paint job probably was just for heat retention or algae.
Yeah.
But its enduring power in the local narrative is undeniable.
Right.
It just shows how a totally mundane official action can be completely reinterpreted through this lens of fear and suspicion, especially in a place like Kingsbury with so many other documented, genuinely unsettling realities swirling around. Okay, Act 2. We've explored that rich tapestry of local legends, right? Those deeply ingrained stories shaping Kingsbury's identity. Now it's time to shift focus.
To the facts.
To the concrete, the documented, the official record.
Right.
This act is about laying bare the facts from EPA reports, historical records, and crucially identifying where these official narratives clash, sometimes starkly, with the lived, often frightening experiences of the Kingsbury residents.
This is where the whispers meet the paperwork.
Exactly. Let's dig in. Let's start with the ground truth. Literally, Kingsbury's land tells a story of significant and officially acknowledged contamination.
Okay. Where?
The Fisher-Callow-Kingsbury Industrial Park. This site was designated an EPA Superfund site way back in 1983.
Superfund. Okay, for people who don't know, that's serious, right?
Yeah.
That's not just a minor cleanup.
Extremely serious. A Superfund designation isn't just a label. It means a site is so severely contaminated with hazardous waste that it poses a serious risk to human health, to the environment, and it warrants national priority cleanup efforts.
National priority. Okay.
Right.
What were the chemicals?
The main culprits here were PCBs, polychlorinated biphenyls.
Nasty stuff, right? Linked to cancer.
Highly toxic, yeah. Linked to cancer, immune system problems, developmental issues. Banned decades ago, but very persistent. And VOCs, volatile organic compounds.
VOCs. Those are the ones that become gases easily.
Exactly. They easily become vapors or gases, can cause a whole host of respiratory and neurological problems even at low levels. Things like benzene, TCE.
And they found these polluting what?
Polluting soil and groundwater. The records indicate drums of these chemicals were just buried, stockpiled right on the ground.
Oh, great.
And then to make matters worse, there was a fire in 1978 that shredded storage and unleashed more toxic waste. Just exacerbated the whole problem.
Okay, so Superfund site since '83. That's a long time ago. Is it cleaned up now?
Well, this is where it gets really shocking. The sources confirm, decades later, the area is fenced off but not cleaned.
Not cleaned. Still.
When not fully remediated, no. And here's the kicker. People still live a mile away and use groundwater.
Wait, they live near a known Superfund site that isn't fully cleaned, and they're using well water.
That's what the sources state. So despite that Superfund status, which should indicate urgent national cleanup efforts, the problem persists. It's directly impacting the community today.
That's astounding. It's a stark example of a documented problem with ongoing consequences. The official designation just doesn't equate to a resolved crisis.
Not even close.
It makes you ask, what does cleaned up even mean in these official reports if people are still potentially drinking tainted water?
Precisely. The reality on the ground often means this decades-long battle. And the communities bear the brunt of the hidden costs, the distrust, the health anxieties, diminished property values, long after the initial headlines fade.
So the contamination sticks around.
Oh, yeah. Our sources unequivocally state that groundwater stays tainted long after visible cleanup stops. It seeps deep, it moves.
And they're not always told about it.
Critically, yes.
Right.
Kingsbury's hit zones and some supply wells still show chemical traces not always publicized.
Not always publicized, so people might not even know the full risk.
It implies an ongoing exposure risk to residents in those neighborhoods. Low-level VOCs and PCBs have already been found in some neighborhood wells near the site. It's this invisible threat constantly leaching into the environment, makes it incredibly difficult for residents to feel safe.
Okay, so here's where we flag that big contradiction you mentioned.
Exactly.
The EPA acknowledges the site, it's Superfund, they've done some cleanup, but residents suspect it's much broader.
Much broader, yeah. There are deep concerns about unreported hotspots, from maybe old industrial spills nobody documented properly, small, forgotten dumping grounds, underbrush or barns, places off the official map.
Right.
And crucially, migrating plumes of contaminants.
Yeah.
These chemicals don't stay put, they move with the groundwater, defying neatly drawn boundaries on a map.
So the official cleanup zone might not cover everything that's actually affected.
That's the fear. The question, echoed loudly by the community and our sources, is, have some wells or fields near Kingsbury been tested in the last decade for these migrating plumes?
A fair question.
It highlights this profound tension. You've got the official limited cleanup zones, and then the residents broader, pervasive, lived experience of contamination, potentially spreading far beyond those lines.
And Fisher-Cal isn't the only site, right? There's the ordnance plant, too.
Correct. The problem doesn't stop there. We also have the Kingsbury Ordnance Plant, massive WWII-era munitions site, also an official Superfund site.
2 Superfund sites. Okay. What happened there?
Munitions manufacturing on a huge scale. Here, the government itself admitted to leaking solvents, TNT byproducts, and heavy metals into soil and streams.
TNT byproducts. That sounds bad.
Very bad. Highly toxic, explosive compounds. The sheer scale of military activities there means the soil and groundwater are essentially coated with heavy metals like lead, uranium, RDX, DNT.
Uranium?
Yep. And RDX, DNT, these are highly explosive compounds used in munitions. Their byproducts are severely toxic, known to cause a range of health issues. And it's stuff that barely breaks down. It persists for a very, very long time.
And this land is used now.
Part of it is now known as the Kingsbury Fish and Wildlife Area. But that wildlife area is literally reclaimed from that contaminated land.
So its very foundation is built on this toxic legacy that's still leaching into the environment.
Precisely. It's unavoidable.
Okay, so we've got this deep documented legacy. Industrial contamination at Fisher-Cal, military waste at the ordnance plant, PCBs, VOCs, heavy metals, TNT byproducts, uranium.
A nasty cocktail.
But the chemical cocktail affecting Kingsbury gets even more complex, right? There's something else mentioned.
Yes. Adding to this already grim picture is the growing concern, statewide in Indiana and nationwide really, about PFAS.
PFAS, those are the forever chemicals.
Exactly. Per-N polyfluoroalkyl substances. A whole class of man-made chemicals used in everything from nonstick pans to firefighting foam.
And they're called forever chemicals because?
Because they break down incredibly slowly in the environment and in our bodies, hence the forever moniker. They just accumulate. And they're linked to serious health problems, cancers, thyroid issues, immune problems.
Now they travel easily.
That's a huge part of the problem. They don't respect county lines. They travel underground through plumbing via surface flow, potentially migrating into Kingsbury's system from various sources, maybe old firefighting foam used at the base, industrial sites nearby.
So even if Kingsbury itself wasn't the source of PFAS, it could still end up in their water system.
Absolutely. Experts explain how these toxins seep from firefighting foam, industrial factories, landfills, wastewater treatment plants. They create this widespread, incredibly difficult to contain threat that just keeps on giving. Another invisible layer to worry about.
Okay, so beyond the surface contamination, Kingsbury also boasts this confirmed network of subterranean infrastructure, a literal hidden world beneath its fields.
Tunnels. You mentioned bunkers earlier.
Exactly. Our sources confirm underground bunkers and ammo storage magazines at the Kingsbury site, dating back to WWII.
Makes sense for an ordnance plant, moving ammo safely.
Right. Blueprints from that era apparently showed miles of reinforced tunnels, a truly vast and complex underground network, crucial for wartime logistics. Miles of tunnels.
Ah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the local theories go beyond just WWII ammo storage, right?
Oh, yeah. Locals claim the system was expanded in the 1950s for Cold War continuity of government drills.
Continuity of government, like bunkers for politicians in case of nuclear war?
Exactly that kind of thing. Highly secretive, elaborate exercises designed to ensure the U.S. government could keep functioning after a catastrophe. Expanding those tunnels would have been crucial for securing personnel, communications, vital records. It adds this chilling layer of hidden purpose to Kingsbury's underground.
And they think these tunnels go far.
Some even claim they stretch under US 35 and even out toward Michigan City, potentially giving a straight shot to the lake.
To Lake Michigan. Wow. Like a secret escape route or transport network.
That's the speculation, a covert transportation network connecting strategic points.
Is there any proof? Or just rumors?
Well, the proof cited by locals is anecdotal, but it's compelling. It paints a vivid picture. Farmers report tractors sinking into sudden soft spots in their fields.
Like hitting a void.
Exactly. Revealing hollow echoes under the soil, a telltale sign of subsurface voids or tunnels.
Okay, that's tangible.
And then there's this story. One hunter swore he heard the sound of machinery running underground when he dropped a flashlight into a sinkhole.
Machinery. Running.
Yeah.
Underground.
He described it as this rhythmic, mechanical hum coming from deep within the earth. Suggests something far more complex than just an empty, abandoned tunnel, something active.
Yeah, it's deeply weird.
Isn't it? And then there are these whispered connections to semi-trucks seen late at night near sealed bunker doors.
Sealed doors, so they know where the entrances are.
Some of them, yeah.
Yeah.
And these trucks. No logos, no lights, always military quiet. implying continued covert transport or maybe ongoing use of these mysterious facilities long after they were supposedly decommissioned.
So secret tunnels, maybe still in use. What about communications?
Right. It's not just physical infrastructure. We're also told the Kingsbury Ordnance Plant had dedicated comms lines buried deep beneath the soil, essential for wartime command and control. Hardened lines.
Okay, but here's the unsettling part you mentioned earlier.
Yeah. After it was decommissioned, nobody knows who inherited the infrastructure.
Nobody knows. How is that possible?
Good question, but that's what the sources indicate. This raises a pertinent and, frankly, deeply concerning question. If these lines are still there, deep underground, potentially still active, maybe maintained, who is using them?
And for what?
Exactly. This unknown ownership just fuels more speculation about ongoing hidden activities in the area. A secret network humming beneath the quiet surface of rural Indiana. Okay, let's circle back to the idea of RF testing. Radio frequency testing. It came up in Act I with the hum.
Right, the sonic weapons theories.
Well, our sources note that Kingsbury has long been tied to the National Guard base and comms infrastructure. So there's definitely military communication activity there, plausible context for advanced operations.
Okay.
Furthermore, there's actual documented history of the military testing non-lethal crowd control tech using sound and RF.
Radio frequency weapons. Non-lethal weapons using sound and radio waves. That's real.
Oh, yeah. Devices designed to create physical discomfort, disorientation, using directed energy. Think active denial system, sometimes called a heat ray, or acoustic devices. This provides a verifiable backdrop for some of the stranger local accounts we discussed. The headaches, the weird feelings.
This documented history certainly provides a chillingly plausible context for those local hum and headache stories.
Yeah.
And you mentioned a specific incident from 911 logs.
Yes. Here's a spooky fact, a genuine breadcrumb directly from our sources that really lends weight to these claims. In 1992, a LaPorte County 911 dispatch log recorded 27 calls in one night.
27 calls.
Then
one night from different homes.
Different homes, all reporting the same things. Humming walls and TVs turning on by themselves.
Humming walls and TVs turning on. That sounds like strong electromagnetic interference.
It certainly does. And that's not one or two isolated incidents. That's a widespread community-wide phenomenon. A documented mass experience that aligns perfectly with theories of EM interference or maybe even sonic testing. It's really hard to just dismiss that as mass imagination.
No kidding, 27 calls.
But here's where we flag that subtle but immensely important contradiction again.
Okay.
While military RF testing is a documented reality, a known capability, proving it was done in LaPorte County specifically is another story, according to the official records we have access to.
So the military admits testing this stuff somewhere, but not necessarily there.
Pretty much. Locals, however, are unwavering. They claim the base was used for RF radio frequency sweeps and laser comms testing in the 1980s, and they detail very specific physiological effects they attribute to it.
Like what?
They talk about experiencing headaches, teeth buzzing.
Teeth buzzing?
Yeah, and even hearing voices under the big antenna fields, auditory effects.
Hearing voices. Wow, so the perceived effects, the physical discomfort, the auditory stuff, that's very real to the people who experienced it, even if official records are vague about specific Kingsbury tests.
Exactly. Their experience is their truth.
And what about radios picking up signals?
Right. They even swear that if you sit in a parked car near certain bunkers, your AM radio picks up coded transmissions that never repeat.
Coded transmissions, not just static, like actual information.
That's the claim. Discrete, unique bursts of information, suggesting purposeful, maybe encrypted, communication.
So the official history offers this general context, validates the possibility that experiments like this could happen, but the specific, localized proof for these claims in Kingsbury, it remains elusive in the official record.
Correct. Which deepens the mystery for residents. It creates this vacuum where official silence is just filled by local conviction, fueling that profound sense of distrust we keep seeing. Okay, last point in this section, the zombie deer.
Yeah, yes. Creepy name.
We touched on this earlier with the weird wildlife observations. Let's be really clear about the facts first. Chronic wasting disease, CWD, is a real terrifying deer prion disease spreading in the Midwest.
CWD, so that's a known natural disease.
It is. A genuine biological threat. Prions, they're these misfolded proteins that cause other proteins, especially in the brain, to misfold. Leads to neurodegenerative diseases in animals like deer, elk, moose. Similar mechanism to mad cow disease in cattle.
Okay, so it makes deer act weird.
Very weird. And hunters reporting sick deer isn't fake. They describe deer stumbling, drooling, eyes glassy like they've been out all night drinking, just vacant. It's a truly disturbing sight that has a real scientific explanation in CWD.
Got it. So CWD is real, but here comes the contradiction.
Here comes the contradiction. While CWD is this naturally occurring documented disease, the local conspiracy leap, as our sources call it, is that the old ammo plant grounds got seeded with experimental prion proteins.
Seeded, like deliberately infected.
Deliberately infected, yes. As a way of testing population control on wild game.
Population control using prions. On deer, what?
The theory connects the frightening reality of sick deer directly to Kingsbury's military past, its documented history of chemical contamination. It weaves it into this broader narrative of government experimentation on unsuspecting populations, starting with the wildlife.
And how would they study it?
The theory suggests the government could study spread rates through hunters' harvests without tipping anyone off, using the local hunting community as unwitting data collectors for a clandestine experiment.
Wow. Okay. That's dark.
It is. And this is where those local observations meet that deep-seated distrust we talked about, fueled by the military past, the Superfund sites. It all feeds into this narrative.
And are there specific details that fuel this version, beyond just sick deer?
Yes, the sources mention creepy details reported by locals that seem to bolster this conspiratorial narrative. Things that don't quite sound like typical CWD.
Like what?
A buck seen pushing for hours like it was rebooting.
Rebooting? Like a machine?
Yeah, suggesting a neurological breakdown unlike standard disease progression. And maybe even more disturbing, reports of deer carcasses found near the Kingsbury wildlife area that don't rot right.
Don't rot right. How?
They dry out like mummified husks.
Mummified instead of decomposing normally.
Exactly. Suggests an altered decomposition process, maybe due to unusual chemical concentrations in their bodies, or something else entirely. It challenges what people understand about natural cycles, and for locals, points to deeper, potentially unnatural forces at work, born from the contaminated land itself.
Okay, Act 3. We've navigated the legends, we've confronted the official, often incomplete facts. Now we turn our attention to the human cost.
Right.
The impact, the environmental toll, and the undeniable changes that Kingsbury's unique and frankly disturbing history has wrought on its residents and its ecosystem. This is where the abstract stuff, the chemical names, the reports becomes deeply personal, where it manifests as real-life struggles, lingering fears. Let's start with human health, anomalies, the silent sickness. Now, you mentioned earlier the frustration that there's a lack of direct, publicly available medical reports in our specific sources that explicitly link, say, chemical X to cancer cluster Y in Kingsbury.
Correct. That specific causal link wasn't laid out in the documents we reviewed. But
residents have consistently reported a range of unexplained health quirks for decades. It's not just isolated incidents, it's this pervasive concern, deeply felt, passed down. What sort of specific symptoms are we hearing about?
we hear this consistent drumbeat of complaints. Weird water tastes, for one.
Okay, that could definitely be contamination.
Absolutely. Unexplained rashes that just don't seem to heal properly. And just generally unreported health quirks, things people notice but maybe don't always connect or report officially.
And are these symptoms consistent with the known chemicals?
Tragically, yes. They are consistent with symptoms of chronic exposure to neurotoxic and irritating chemicals like the VOCs and heavy metals, which, as we've established, are confirmed contaminants at the Superfund sites.
So the plausibility is high.
Very high. Given the active and persistent contamination and the confirmed pathways of exposure mentioned in our sources, it's like this silent sickness, often going undiagnosed or maybe dismissed by official channels, but deeply impacting the daily lives of residents.
What kind of things?
Yeah.
Beyond rashes and weird tastes.
We're talking chronic fatigue, digestive issues, respiratory problems, neurological symptoms sometimes, skin irritations that never quite heal, a general sense of malaise that's hard to pin down but is pervasive.
And connecting back to Act 1, those alleged behavioral control experiments,
Yeah.
they leave their own mark, right?
Yeah.
Arguably even more insidious.
Yes. Families living closest to the base reportedly show higher rates of anxiety, addiction, or hearing things, that generational trauma idea.
Right.
And those individuals who claimed they volunteered for vision research back in the 70s, their accounts are chillingly consistent. Lost whole weekends, missing time, bizarre dreams, nosebleeds.
These aren't just physical symptoms. These are deep psychological disturbances, gaps in memory, altered perceptions. It points to this disturbing hidden history, a potential tampering with the very minds of the community.
It speaks to a profound, almost generational trauma. Absolutely.
And even the Kingsford siren, the hum, and the RF testing theories, whether they were caused by natural phenomena or something artificial, they had documented physical effects too.
They did. Remember the reports of migraines at exactly 2:07 a.m.? That specificity is haunting.
Yeah.
And more concretely, that 1992 911 log. 27 calls in one night about humming walls and TVs turning on by themselves.
Now ignore that.
Exactly. While the causes of these phenomena are debated, natural EM interference versus secret weapons, testing the effects on residents were documented, widespread, and very real. That sheer volume of 911 calls lends undeniable credence to a pervasive, physically felt impact on the community, disrupting sleep, causing distress, contributing to that overall sense of deep unease.
And this impact, it extends far beyond human health, right? It paints a grim picture on the landscape itself.
Absolutely. Kingsbury's wildlife and environment bear these visible, often grotesque scars. Scars of contamination, scars of unexplained phenomena. They act as these grim bioindicators of a deeply troubled ecosystem.
Silent witnesses, what are they telling us?
The reports are truly unsettling. Hunters speak of deer with strange tumors near the wildlife area.
Tumors, like cancerous growths.
That's the implication. And they're described as huge, some the size of basketballs.
Basketballs on a deer.
That's the description. These aren't just small bumps. They're massive, disfiguring growths. Very hard to attribute to just natural causes.
Okay, that's disturbing. What else?
Fishermen, equally disturbed, have pulled up base that look like they crawled out of Chernobyl.
Whoa, what does that mean?
Specifically noted as having translucent flesh.
Translucent flesh, like see-through.
That's the description. These aren't just, casual observations. They're described in the sources as creepy reports. They paint this picture of severe biological disruption, which locals directly attribute to the contaminated land and water. The very lifeblood of the region seems to be struggling under this unseen burden.
And the zombie deer.
Oh, yeah.
Beyond the CWD explanation, you mentioned other creepy details.
Right. The lore includes details that go beyond typical CWD symptoms, fueling that local suspicion that something else is involved.
Like the rebooting buck.
Exactly. Locals describing a buck twitching for hours like it was rebooting, suggesting this neurological breakdown unlike standard disease progression. And the mummified carcasses.
Right, the deer near Kingsbury wildlife that don't rot right. They dry out like mummified husks.
Suggesting an altered decomposition process, maybe due to unusual chemical concentrations in their bodies, or some other environmental factor related to the contamination. It challenges the natural cycles people expect to see. And for locals, it's more proof that this isn't just natural disease, but something far more sinister, born from the land itself.
And the land itself shows scars too, not just the animals.
Oh, yes. Environmentally, the sources mention entire patches of woods near the old blast zones where nothing grows.
Nothing grows, just barren earth.
Barren earth. But here's the extra weird bit. But compasses spin if you stand in the center.
Compasses spin, like an electromagnetic anomaly in the dead zone.
That's what's reported. Imagine the stark barrenness, the eerie silence of a patch of forest where life itself just refuses to take root, combined with this strange EM anomaly that disorients a simple compass.
That's like something out of a sci-fi movie.
It really is. And these silent pieces of evidence just reinforce the community's belief that unseen forces or unreported chemicals are at play, leaving these indelible physical scars on the land.
And glowing sludge. Did I read that right?
You did. There are also claims of glowing sludge still seeping near culverts on foggy nights.
Glowing sludge? Seriously?
Hinting at undiscovered or maybe lingering chemical dumps. This isn't just a rumor someone heard. It's presented as a terrifying, tangible phenomenon. Suggests deep, persistent pockets of toxic waste are still actively leaching into the environment, maybe hidden in plain sight, especially at night.
Okay, so given this grim reality, the contamination, the potential health effects, the weird environmental stuff, how are these chemicals actually reaching the community? Even with Superfund cleanup supposedly happening, the pathways of exposure sound numerous, persistent, often insidious.
Absolutely. The threat is invisible but ever present in their daily lives.
So what are the primary routes? How are people potentially exposed?
Well, groundwater and drinking water remain a primary concern. It's the most direct, intimate pathway.
Especially if people are still using wells near the sites.
Exactly. Our sources confirm low-level VOCs and PCBs have been found in neighborhood walls. And critically, people living within a mile of the Fisher Callow site still use groundwater. This presents that ongoing exposure risk that's incredibly difficult for individuals to monitor or mitigate themselves, even if they're aware of the danger.
And the contamination moves, right? It's not static.
Right. It moves through the water table. So every glass of water from an affected well becomes a potential risk.
Okay, so water. What else?
Then there's direct soil and skin contact,
Okay.
especially near those suspected undisclosed dumping grounds or the small forgotten dumping grounds under brush or barns. Think about kids playing in yards, farmers working fields, anyone gardening or just coming into contact with contaminated soil.
Right. Chemicals can be absorbed through the skin or ingested accidentally.
Yes, both are possibilities. And then there's the invisible threat, airborne toxins.
Airborne, like breathing it in.
Yeah. Vaporized solvents, VOCs, they can create invisible indoor air hazards. Chemicals from contaminated soil or groundwater can seep into basements as vapor, for instance, vapor intrusion. And this stuff can take years to show up in official reports, if it ever does.
So residents could be breathing in harmful chemicals inside their own homes, totally unaware.
It's a major concern in areas with VOC contamination. A silent threat.
And the food chain. Does that play a role?
It's another significant vector. It amplifies the problem. As contaminated soil and water affect local plant life and wildlife, these contaminants accumulate in their tissues. It's called bioaccumulation.
So the chemicals get more concentrated as they move up the food chain.
Exactly. So even low levels in the environment can become much more concentrated in, say, deer or fish. Then humans might be exposed through consumption of local game or produce or even just environmental contact with affected animals.
And the forever chemicals, PFAS, add another layer.
They do, because they are so incredibly persistent and mobile. Remember, they travel underground, through plumbing, and via surface flow. They could potentially affect Kingsbury's entire system, presenting this long-term, widespread hazard that respects no boundaries, makes them one of the most insidious and pervasive threats.
Okay, so even with official EPA reports, Superfund designations, acknowledgments of contamination, there are still these critical questions left hanging, right? Unanswered in the sources we looked at.
Stubbornly unaddressed, yeah. Leaving this void where trust and clarity should be.
And these aren't minor details. There are fundamental gaps that seem to fuel the very legends we started with.
Precisely. For example, we still don't know who inherited the Kingsbury Ordnance Plant's deep-buried comms infrastructure after it was decommissioned.
That's a huge loose end.
It really is. Leaves a significant gap in accountability. And more ominously, raises profound questions about potential ongoing covert use of that hidden network. Who's using those lines? Why?
Right. And the migrating plumes.
Given the confirmed existence of migrating plumes of contaminants, the question of whether wells or fields near Kingsbury have been tested in the last decade for these traveling chemicals, it critically lingers, unaddressed by official statements in our sources.
So without that data, residents are just left in the dark about their actual current risk.
Pretty much. How far has it spread? Are wells safe, even if we're outside the original fence line? Big questions.
And then there are those more visceral things, the observable phenomena that just defy easy explanation.
Yeah. The exact nature of that glowing sludge seeping near culverts. Why does it glow? What is it?
No official explanation found.
Not in what we reviewed, or why nothing grows in those specific patches of woods near the old blast zones where compasses supposedly spin. Yeah. These tangible, eerie phenomena are observed by residents firsthand, yet they remain outside the scope of official, satisfactory explanations, which of course deepens the community's sense of living with unexplained dangers. These are the unanswered questions that keep Kingsbury's mysteries very much alive. Which brings us to Act 4, the cliffhanger.
Where we're left hanging.
Pretty much. We've journeyed through Kingsbury's pervasive legends, its stark documented realities. We've observed the profound impact on the community, the environment. But as with any deep dive into the truly mysterious, especially when official narratives feel incomplete, we're definitely left with more questions than answers.
What really stands out to me after piecing all this together is that blend. The verifiable facts that confirm Superfund sites, the real military infrastructure, documented things like CWD, but they're intertwined so inextricably with this deep-seated local lore. It feels like a place where the real shadows, the actual known hazards, provide this incredibly fertile ground for widespread suspicion, where the known dangers make the unknown possibilities seem terrifyingly plausible.
Absolutely. Those persistent contradictions we kept flagging. Between the official narrative, which often seemed to downplay the severity or the scope of the issues, and the continuous lived experiences of Kingsbury residents, That creates the perfect breeding ground for profound suspicion and fear.
Yeah.
The fact that the Fisher Calif site remains fenced off but not cleaned, while people live nearby using groundwater, that's just a stark, ongoing reminder of this tension, of documented hazards that are not fully resolved that continue to impact lives every single day.
And that drum, that detail about the drum found off-site.
Ah, yes, that chilling detail. The sealed drum discovered off-site in a grove near a back road, not in the official cleanup zone.
That's not just one drum, is it?
Yeah.
It represents the potential for many more unrecorded, undiscovered hazardous materials dumped outside the known areas.
Exactly. That detail alone suggests the contamination could be bigger than they say. It implies an even larger, unacknowledged problem that continues to put the community at risk, just festering beneath the surface, out of sight, potentially out of mind for the authorities, but not for the locals. So where could the next breadcrumb come from? Our sources do suggest potential next steps for anyone seeking more answers. Trying to shift these unknowns into knowns.
Like what? More testing?
Independent environmental testing seems crucial, particularly deep filter tests in neighborhood wells, specifically looking for those VOCs and PCBs.
Okay.
And specific, comprehensive testing for PFAS in Kingsbury's entire water system,
Perfect
not just
lane,
isolated
bro.
spots.
If
that
you want
could
to build
reveal
out Kingsbury
significant
prime
unknown
time with
contamination,
GhostFish visuals,
provide
here are
crucial,
10 image effects
irrefutable
prompts you
data
can
that
drop in
residents
to recreate
desperately need.
surreals.
It's a tangible action that could bring some much-needed clarity.
And for the Cold War theories, the MK Ultra stuff.
For those intrigued by that angle, reviewing declassified military records or historical government documents could shed crucial light. Maybe finding records related to specific RF or laser testing, or even behavioral control experiments conducted in the wider LaPorte County area.
If those records even exist or are accessible.
Big if. But the very existence of programs like MK Ultra means those documents, if unearthed, could hold the key. Could provide a horrifying historical foundation for those local theories.
And the tunnels, the physical mysteries.
To address those, detailed geological surveys of the Kingsbury Ordnance Plant grounds seem necessary, especially near those reported soft spots in fields or the eerie patches of woods where nothing grows.
What could surveys find?
They could finally map the full extent of that underground tunnel grid, reveal any unusual soil compositions, hidden structures, maybe confirm or deny the local theories about its expansion and purpose once and for all. Get some ground truth on the underground.
So after all that, what do you think? After this deep dive, we're left with some truly unsettling questions. Questions for you, our curious listener, to ponder long after our voices fade.
Questions like, are the unseen toxins of Kingsbury slowly, silently poisoning its residents right now? Or is the deepest, most dangerous contamination actually yet to be uncovered, like a ticking time bomb beneath their feet?
Could those Cold War experiments, whether MK Ultra related or something else, leave an invisible, indelible mark on Kingsbury's community, altering minds, memories, subtly continuing to impact generations with his hidden legacy of anxiety and deep distrust?
And what other secrets still lie buried beneath Kingsbury's fields? Is it solely a forgotten, toxic military legacy? Or is it something far more otherworldly, perhaps even alien, waiting just below the surface of our awareness, quietly observing us?
Kingsbury, Indiana. It's a quiet town, visually, yet it feels like a loud, insistent warning. This deep dive into its shadowy secrets really shows us that sometimes the most profound, the most unsettling mysteries, they aren't found out there in the vastness of the stars. Sometimes they're buried right beneath our feet, humming just below the surface of our awareness, patiently waiting for us to finally, truly listen.
Well said.
Thank you for diving deep with us today.
Kingsbury primetime. The signal fades, but the story never ends. You survived the broadcast tonight. Receipts, demons, and all. Remember our hotline, 219-809-8682. Drop your track, drop your truth, or drop your soul in the static. This is FatMatt and GhostFish Radio, signing off from the heart of Kingsbury. Stay tuned, stay haunted, and never trust the Angel Club.